Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Local to Me. And I am back in the studio today. You only got like 5 minutes of me last week. And funny story about that was I had people will message me afterwards. And so I have to give a shout out to those that do listen to the show, whether it's live or you're listening afterwards because you've subscribed and downloaded the podcast. And I had a couple people that were like concerned because I said I had to go to the hospital and have a procedure done. I had people message me saying, hey, how was everything? So thank you to you guys that care. You really care. I feel like I should be like one of those Emmy shows. You really care about me, or you just unsubscribe because I'm back. I'm not sure which happened because I joked around that I'd have people that would actually listen in now that I'm not hosting. But then I have to say, so yeah, we're running a few minutes behind today, which I find funny because I get text messages saying, hey, are you okay? Like, your show's not live. Where are you at? So thanks for the feel good moments there, guys. It's nice to know y'all listen. And I, Woody and I were chatting early this week because we had a business that was asking about, some stats and things. And, quite honestly, I'm going to be quite honest here. I was a little bit impressed for my little Talk Local to Me podcast when Woody and I were going over some of them. We were talking about the average live listeners. I think you were saying they were between like 200 and 500 a month, depending on what's happening.
Depending on the news.
That's
during
right.
the day.
So I feel like that's pretty cool. And I was going over those with my husband. So listen, I told him I was going to talk about it. Not that he's listening. But we were talking about that, and he was like, "Well, you're not live on the show at noon." I said, "Yes, I am. Every single Wednesday, 9. I'm there at noon." And he said, "No, you're on at 2." And I said, "No, like why are we arguing? Like I'm here, like I'm physically in the flesh. Like
I know when I talk.
That's right. I do. I know." And he said, "Well, I get the alert at 2:00 that your show is on." And I said, he said, where are you on it? I said, grovestreet.fm. Like how many times I tell you, like, go to the app, pull up the app. I said, you have the app, you've downloaded it. He was like, well, it's on my other phone. And I said, well, you need to download it on this phone now. And I said, and go to the app. And I said, but yeah, it's live at noon. So then he said, oh, you know what? I think I get the note from Spotify that it's been uploaded at like 2. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, I have it where it dings me. I was like, so do you actually listen to my podcast? He said, no. I said, what is that? So yeah, I'm calling him out because he said, no, I don't listen to your podcast. He said, I listen to you enough during the day. I need to listen to you for an hour on Wednesdays. I said, I think that's pretty rude. So he said,
so he was not the one that texted you. If you
no, he don't care. No, he don't know nothing.
So we have ruled out who it was not. Okay,
I can talk about him all day long in this show. He would never know. He's listened to three shows. We decided this last night.
Okay.
He listened to my first one.
Yeah.
I think he might have listened to the second, and then he listened to the one that I did with Charles Eston because I was mad at him. Oh. Yeah, that's why. Because I was mad at him because I was so excited about that interview, as I should have been. I'm just going to say, because as a celebrity.
Yeah.
And I was like pumped about it. I told him all about it. I figured, of course he is listening today. Of course he is listening. So I got home and I was like, did you hear my show? He said, no. Oh. I said, you didn't listen to me talking to Charles Eston? He's like, no. And I said, are you going to go back and listen to it? He said, probably not. And I did. I got mad. I said, you know what? I show interest in things you do. Like, you could at least listen to this show because I was excited about it. And I really was mad.
It was a great interview, too, by the way. Like, it was great.
I thought so.
Yeah,
it was. I did my research, my homework, all the things. So the very next day, though, I get a text and said, I listened to your podcast. And I was like, that's fine. You can come home for dinner.
Okay. But I forgive you.
He's not listening today. He probably won't listen. I'm like, we were talking, our 100th episode is set to hit April the 5th.
I
think.
If nobody Yeah, if nobody gets sick or anything.
Yeah, as long as we don't have anything cancel on us. And
I should have said that. I should have said it.
knock on the big wood table.
Yep.
So, and that includes we're doing a special broadcast of Talk Local to Me January 27th.
Yep.
On Friday, which is part of our our monthly Coffee Talk networking event at CVCC in Lynchburg. We're hosting that from 8 to 11. So we've added an extra hour for the show because at that event, it's our normal like networking. If you're a small business out there, you want to come out and get to know other businesses. We normally average 60 some business owners a month, potentially higher this month because we don't do anything in December. So a lot of people like to come back out and hit the networking world at the beginning of the year. But we're also hosting our new member mixer, which is we have about 30 small business owners that have joined in 2022 that'll have booths sitting out that you can come learn more about them. So Talk Local to Me will broadcast from CVCC. Oh, correct, Woody? You stop me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, keep going.
Okay.
You're right so far.
If I'm wrong, you just cut me off.
All right, I'll kill the feed.
Cut the mic.
Yep.
So we're going to do that from 10 to 11, and it's going to be kind of a round robin of talking to the different businesses that are there with their booths,
like the speed dating,
like
right?
speed networking business style. So we're going to have them come up, and y'all get to hear a little bit about them and learn a bit about what we're doing at the networking event. So kind of a live broadcast live at Coffee Talk.
It's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be fun.
It's going to be tune in. You can tune in live in the app, of course.
Yep.
But we'll also have it available in your podcast later.
Yes. And it'll be our first out of the studio remote.
I'm excited. I love doing remotes for the radio station because it's way less equipment than video stuff. But it's just fun. It's like a cool vibe to it. I like it.
And I think we're going to cut my mic if I'm wrong.
Yep. I've got the button ready right here. I'm ready.
I think we're going to look at doing some more live remote type things. Like if you're doing a ribbon cutting or if you're a business that's having a grand opening and you want to Talk Local to Me to come in live remote at your space. We're going to do a little charge for that, little uppity up charge.
Not much, but just pay for some gas.
A little bit.
Me a Diet Mountain Dew when I come.
Woody's time and me to sit here and
maybe some
hold
lunch.
on, my sponsor of Circle. My water bottle. Make sure I get my water bottle in. But yeah, so that's something we're going to be doing new for 2023 that members can utilize for some of their events. I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
And our audience is growing in the app. I'm telling you, it's like we're doing the sports for Liberty High School, which is amazing. And we love doing that. With every game and every podcast, the numbers just keep going up. So we thank you for the local love. So keep downloading, sharing, and we can do more stuff like this because we know people are tuning in, listening, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, and then tune in definitely April the 5th, as long as we're on the stream for that. Cause, we're trying to plan something big, trying to get I don't know how we fit it all into an hour. I may have to take over a whole day.
Yeah.
So
marathon.
There won't be any life, liberty, happiness. No cool talk.
I have done, a 12-hour marathon. I remember
that.
I did do that. So it is possible.
It wasn't for me, but I've seen you do it.
It is possible. So
potentially. See, I still think we should do a marathon of your live shows and have all of us
we'll do
doing
that.
A full
totally
day
agree.
thing where it's Brandon and myself and Brian and we throw in some others and DW can just show up with boots and we have a whole big thing.
That's a good idea. What we ought to do is wait when spring is here and we don't get false spring, like when spring is here. Right. Then open up the doors and have some stuff going on outside, have booths, have some vendor booths, and then have just a marathon of podcasts and we go live for a couple hours.
Look at the things we conjure up just on the air. And if my staff is listening, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm adding more things to the list.
She's okay. See?
Yeah.
Do y'all regret her being live yet? Because that's 3 more events that we've added in the last.
We have added 3 more events.
2 minutes. So
speaking of events, I will very quickly. I do have a guest today. I feel like I'm going to let her talk. I promise. Actually, I'm supposed to have 2 guests. So, but I will mention our first quarter events, and I did talk a little bit about Coffee Talk. But we do have our Evening of Elegance annual business dinner happening on February the 16th. From 5:30 to 8. And we are hosting that at the Glass Hill venue here in Good. It's a beautiful venue. If you haven't been there, you have to check it out. If you're looking for a wedding, place to host a wedding or any type of event, really, it's really really gorgeous. And so we're going to be there. Purple Door Catering is going to be doing the food, and it sounds yummy. I'm super excited for that. And we're going to be giving away awards in several categories. Nominations are still open. So if you're listening and you want to nominate a business for there's 9 categories, I do believe, you can go to our website and it's cvabc.org, and you can actually link up to our link tree, and it'll get you there to where you can post some nominations. And we have small business of the year, large business of the year. I have to count these on my finger. Retail business of the year, food service provider of the year. Used to be restaurant. I changed that because people then thought it just had to be restaurants, but no, it can be caterers, bakers. It can be food, like anyone who provides service food, like your farms, agriculture, like any of that.
Food trucks.
Yes, you can nominate a food truck. Great idea. That's my guest speaker, like driving in. I'm gonna let y'all try and guess who that is before I introduce her. So food trucks. Then there's nonprofit of the year. There is community service award. There is a rising star for a business that has, like, an entrepreneur that has been in business for about 2 years or less. There is, did I say service provider?
Mm-hmm.
I did. Small, large, service provider, restaurant, retail, community service, nonprofit. I am missing one. Citizen of the year. And one that I'm missing at this time, and I can't think of what it is.
There's just so many opportunities, what you're saying.
There really are.
Yeah.
There really are. And then we give away, as a staff, our volunteer of the year, and then our Roland K. Peters Award, which is kind of named after the founder of the Lynchburg Retail Merchants Association, which is what we were prior to CVABC. And that goes to a business that we as staff see growing in the community, serving, mentoring, and just overall doing great things. So the other award it'll probably kick in
Best
a little while.
Local podcast radio station. I think that was one.
Oh,
the Otter. Best mascot?
Best mascot.
Yeah. So
the Otter.
So everybody, be sure to write in that
best podcast host. I mean, can I nominate myself?
I wish that
should be something in the Lynchburg business.
It really does. It really needs to be, because they've grown so much. So
they need to they need to section that away from, like, best broadcast, because it has, like, your host for radio, but that's a little different.
It is different. But I totally agree.
Yeah. I'm going to start. I'm going to push for that next year.
Yeah, we'll
see what we can do. Right. So anyway, please come to that event if you're interested. Tickets are $65. That includes your ticket to the event. We have a speaker that'll be coming to speak, your dinner, some hors d'oeuvres, all the good things. So if you're interested in that, you can give us a call. We can get you set up for your tickets. We are currently starting to let our nominees know that they have been nominated. They're still coming in. So as they come in, I'm starting to weed through all the nominees. And while I'm at it, I might as well just go ahead and just let Miss Linda Brake know that Bedford Ride has been nominated for Nonprofit of the Year. And the cool thing about Nonprofit of the Year is we give away cash. And I'm just saying, because anyone can get a plaque and put it on the wall. But I'm just going to ask Linda, if I give you a plaque, is that helping you? I mean, I guess it helps with recognition, but I mean, what you doing with that? Unless you're out there hawking it, my name on there ain't much to go with.
It helps with recognition.
It does help with recognition.
Cash helps with operations.
Yeah. So, but we give cash because we feel like that's much needed. We still give her a certificate she can hang on the wall, but we do that versus an actual, award, a major award. I have to put that out there. So anyway, so welcome my guest today, Linda Brake with Bedford Ride. How are you?
I'm great, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I've been sitting here yapping for almost 19, 20 minutes about various things. But I have to say, I have known Linda for a very long time and have been associated with Bedford Ride and have learned a lot about the organization over the years. But I still feel like Bedford Ride is probably one of those nonprofits that a lot of people do not know is out there or what you guys do. And granted, I feel like that's a lot with a lot of nonprofits, because there are so many, and I'm sure it's hard to get. I mean, is it hard to get your name out among all the others? Like, how does that?
Well, we're the only transportation
Well,
program
there you go.
in Bedford, but we're still the best kept secret
Right.
because we've been in service for 21 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's we're steadily growing. And the good news to share is that we got a brand new van today to put into service.
Today, everyone, like right before
Yeah.
she got here.
It's like, yes, it finally came. It came from the Department of Rail and Public Transportation grant that pays for 80% of the van, and then we have to raise a local match for it. So we had to wait. It takes like a year
Mm-hmm.
to get these vans.
Okay.
So it came today with all the supply issues and everything. And we're going to be putting that one into service in the Huddleston area
Okay. Awesome.
of the county. And that van is replacing one that we had to retire due to mechanical issues.
So, for anyone that's listening that is maybe not familiar with Bedford Ride, can you just kind of give a quick synopsis of what you guys do for, in the area?
Sure. We're a nonprofit that provides non-emergency medical transportation for older adults and persons with disabilities that are unable to drive. And we transport from their home to medical facilities that any county that touches Bedford County.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we do a lot of veteran transportation. The one thing we do not do is Medicaid transports because we're not a contracted provider.
Okay. Well, I think what you do is very important because there are a lot of, I would think, elderly and seniors, and maybe not even elderly and seniors, but people that, have disabilities that need to get to doctor's appointments, dental, vision, all those things. And they don't have the necessary means to do so, whether they don't have a vehicle or maybe they have family that works during the day that can't always get them where they need to be. And Bedford Ride really does fill a very big need in that area.
Especially like a dialysis patient, they have to go 3 times a week.
And the trains don't take them.
No, the train.
I mean, the train's coming through, but they are not carrying anyone to any specific visits that need to be happening. See, look, y'all like that. I can always find a way to introduce my little friend, the train.
Yes, they don't make that stop.
No, not here in Bedford.
No, but dialysis patients, they have to go 3 times a week, and even if they do have family members are not able to do that if they're working. That's an all-day process when they go. And also, you don't want to really dialysis patients after their treatment. They're extremely weak and frail, and for them to even try to drive themselves could be very dangerous and hazardous if they should pass out on the road if their blood pressure drops or something happens. But we have a gentleman that we take that lives out in Huddleston, and he's in a wheelchair and he's on oxygen, and he has to go to dialysis 3 times a week, and his wife has dementia, and he just has no family support. And we've been transporting him for quite a while, and he is just so thankful for our service because if it wasn't for us, he wouldn't be able to get to his treatments. And it helps individuals remain independent in their home as opposed to having to sell their home and move into an assisted living facility.
And that right there, I think, is really big for a lot of people, is keeping their independence and feeling like they can still accomplish things and, not having to rely. I mean, of course, they're relying on you for transportation, but it doesn't mean they have to go into a home and rely on that. And you mentioned, and I'm just going to say it again, this is a free service for those individuals, correct?
It is on a sliding fee scale.
Okay.
So, and it's based on a federal poverty level. So
Gotcha.
it's based on income. So, but the majority of the individuals that use our service pays nothing.
Okay.
The program absorbs the cost of the ride.
Okay, perfect. Now, I know that Bedford Ride relies heavily on volunteers.
Correct.
To drive the patients.
Yes.
How are you guys looking on volunteers right now? Are y'all still looking? Do y'all still need people?
Oh, always need volunteers. When COVID hit, we lost 50% of our their population well with the volunteers. And of course they were vulnerable individuals themselves. They had someone at home that may have had issues that if they caught COVID or
Mhm.
but anyway, we're starting to build up. We just recruited 2 more. You never have enough volunteers because there's always a need for service. But the more volunteers that we have, the more services we can offer, and we provide everything for the volunteer: the vehicle, the insurance, the gas. The only thing they're donating is their time.
Mhm.
And of course, all of our volunteers have to be carefully vetted, um, clean criminal background check, clean drug screening, and also a good DMV record. It has
Right.
to be in positive points. And of course, we run those checks on the DMV annually
Mhm.
for our insurance requires that.
Now, if someone wants to volunteer, are they locked into a certain amount of time a week, or, can they just kind of be like, here's my schedule, here's what I have available, and just kind of, y'all can work that out?
Yes, absolutely. It's very flexible. It depends on whatever time you have, whatever slot you have. We have something to fill, and most of our volunteers are retired, so
Mhm.
they travel. They have family come in, and so they let us know when they're available, and it's something they would know ahead of time, because when we get the block of rides in, we'll be making the calls for the following week, so you know whether or not you're available or not.
And one thing I want to mention, and I only know this because I've asked this before. I'm not psychic, but if you're sitting here listening, you're thinking like, "Oh, hey, I may want to do that," but then
Mhm,
you heard we were talking about, the dialysis
mhm,
patients and how sometimes those treatments go 3 hours or
mhm,
so.
mhm.
So you are not necessarily like you may be volunteered to drive the person to the facility, but you are not required to sit there for the 3 hours. Am I correct, or is that?
That's correct.
And
We
then
we set that up as 2
right,
trips.
okay.
Someone will take them, and then someone else will pick them up.
Yeah. And I just wanted to bring that up because I feel like if someone was listening, they're like,
Mhm,
well, I can't sit there for what am I do for 3 hours, But that's not what happens. So you're
mhm.
not always the same person that picks up and then takes them home. I mean, I'm sorry if you wanted to sit there for 3 hours, they wouldn't tell you no.
Well, it just depends on the volunteer
Uh-huh.
and if they have, um, what they have going on. Sometimes they'll spend their whole time in town
Hmm.
if they're coming out from the lakeway, so
Right.
and doing things in town. So, it's also a cancer patient, 6 weeks of radiation. And if you're an older person and just trying to drive to either Roanoke or Lynchburg for your daily treatment for 6 weeks, that can be rather difficult. And the same goes for chemotherapy.
Hmm.
So we're there to support cancer patients, and we're also listed on the road to recovery with the American Cancer Society.
Okay. Now, you service all of Bedford
Hmm.
County, correct?
That is correct.
But you do take them to services outside of the county. So
Correct.
Roanoke, Lynchburg,
Yes.
anywhere. Is
Yes.
there a certain distance?
We'll go to Franklin County. Also, because we there's a lot of doctors' offices over in the Westlake area, which
Hmm.
is in Franklin County, Salem.
Okay.
That's where the VA is, and we serve a lot of veterans,
Okay.
and it's our privilege to do that. And Roanoke or Amherst, Lynchburg, Madison
Hmm.
Heights. So just the surrounding area of Bedford. Years ago, we used to go to UVA, but it became very, very expensive.
Yeah.
And with funding cuts over the years, we had to eliminate that route.
Okay. Now, if so, I'm going to ask you. It's kind of a twofold question.
Mm,
If somebody wants, okay, say someone's listening and they know
mhm,
someone who needs assistance
mhm,
in driving, like they
mhm,
need to be driven to
mhm.
places. How does someone get on a route? Like, how does someone sign up for the
Okay.
services to be able to be picked up and transported?
If you know someone that needs Bedford Ride services, they'll need to be registered with their program, and they would call our office, and that's 540-587-3315, and they'll speak with their coordinator, Libby Dixon. and she will take the referral over the phone. If they're 60 and over, we take the referral and then send it to our parent agency in Lynchburg, which is Central Virginia Alliance for Community Living.
Mm-hmm.
And then a care manager will be assigned and contact them and do the full assessment.
Okay.
And normally those assessments can reveal other services that the area agency on
Right.
aging can provide them,
Right. So,
other than transportation.
which is awesome because sometimes they need complete wraparound services
Mhm.
that they maybe didn't even know they needed, and y'all can provide, or they didn't know were out there to them.
Yes, like home
Yeah.
delivered meals and help with VICAP
I mean, I
for the
want home
Medicare.
delivered meals, and at least somebody drive me around. Anybody want to just drive me around? No. So the second part to my 2-part question though was volunteers. Now, if you're listening and you want to volunteer, and you're thinking, "Hey, I want to do that." And it may be the same thing, calling your number, but what's the best way to get kind of connected?
Well, they can call the number 540-587-3315 and speak with Libby, or they can go onto our website, or they can go through our Facebook page and send us a message there. And that automatically goes to an email, and give us your contact information, and we'll be in touch. And it doesn't take long to sign up to be a volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
The only check that takes a little longer is the DMV, but yeah, we'd love to have more people on board, and it's neighbors serving neighbors. So if you lived in Forest, you'd be driving someone in the Forest area,
Right.
in same way as Big Island or the Lake area, or even out in Montvale.
And I also think in some of these people that you're driving,
Mhm.
they probably really enjoy having someone to talk to, or just getting out. And
Yes.
I know, just even like with my grandparents, and when they were getting on an age, and we would just go over there, they just love to have someone to just visit them. And so I guess that's part of the experience too, is having they'd probably talk their ear off. They'd probably be like,
Oh,
I don't need to ride with this chick.
Oh, it's amazing. It's more than just a ride,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of the seniors, they do live alone. And of course, during COVID, with everything being shut down, it made it even more difficult for that
Right.
population.
Yeah, I bet. Now, you used to do a volunteer picnic. Have y'all been able to bring that back yet? Oh gosh, wait, hold on.
Yes, yes.
I wasn't sure what was happening.
Oh, yes. I am so excited.
I just knew this was a big event for you years ago.
After 3 years, we have
Yeah.
not been able to have a picnic because of COVID. We are having a picnic this year. So I'm in the process of getting that planned now.
Okay, cool. And I bring it up because I just recall. So, like I said, I've known Linda for a while, and we've been in different groups together. And whenever the volunteer picnic time would come up, she would always be so excited. Like, so for those of you who are volunteering, like, please know, like, she is super grateful for what you do. And this volunteer picnic, she goes all out. Like, she does put together a good event for her volunteers. And so I'm happy that you're going to be able to bring that back.
Oh, I'm so glad that we're able to do it this year. It's been a long time, and we haven't been able to gather.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
we're really excited about that.
That's awesome. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about funding, because I'm assuming you have to get money from somewhere. You don't just do all this with nothing. What like how is Bedford Ride funded? I know you have like the small sliding scale, but if most people are hitting that free window, I'm assuming there's other revenue streams that you're tapping into. And is there a way for people to donate?
Yes, we're funded. The county, Bedford County, gives us some funding. We have to apply every year for jurisdictional funding, and of course, we apply to the town as well, and also other grants like the Bedford Community Health Foundation. Um, the grant that we just got from them is providing roadside emergency kits for all of our vehicles, first aid kits for all of our vehicles.
Okay.
And of course, we needed to replace our printers in our office because they're like 10 years old and starting to act up. Because that's where we print the trip sheets for the volunteers to fill out. And so Bedford Community Health Foundation's always been a big supporter of Bedford Ride, the Centra Foundation. They've been very, very gracious to us. And let me see who else. Greater Lynchburg Community Foundation, um, Pacific
Yep.
Life. I'll be applying to them this year. We had to go on a 3-year hiatus. After you apply 3 years,
Right.
you have to have a wait spell.
Yeah.
But yes, and also churches, civic organizations, Smith Mountain Lake Civitan Club. They've been awesome with support for Bedford Ride as being one of the benefactors for the golf tournament, and also just individuals and businesses.
Right. Now, are we allowed to? Maybe I shouldn't ask you this, but are we allowed to talk about the home tour?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Yes.
I tried to be vague. Like the home tour, you don't know where we're
Yes.
going. But anyway, so you just found out that a train is really loud.
The train is
That's
real
loud.
loud.
It's bringing attention to this subject.
Yes.
That's what it's doing. Oh.
Yes. Gracious. I thought the other one was just a little baby compared to this one.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yes.
So you're going to be a recipient of the Smith Mountain Lake Charity Home Tour.
Yes. Well, we will be on the tour for 2023. Tomorrow is our kickoff, and we'll be assigned our house, which I'm really excited. And also my leads team, everybody's chomping at the bit. We're ready to go. We did extremely well last year, and we're going to do even better this year.
I was able to, not last year. I was hoping to be able to do one of the things, and I think I got sick.
Yes, you were.
I was sick. But the year before, I was able to be one of the volunteers that helped in the home, and I got to you kind of get to go through the home like a tour guide.
Yes.
And I thought that was so much fun because some of these homes are just amazing. And, being able to go through and tell people about them.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. I mean, I just like to talk to random people anyway. So it worked for me.
And last year was the first year we've ever been on the tour. And I wasn't familiar with how many people came. We had over 2,000 people come through our house. So our sponsors for our home were extremely happy because there's a sponsorship table, and while people are waiting to go into the home, all your information is right there. So,
right.
And of course we get to talk about sponsors to the visitors that are waiting to get in. So it was really awesome. We had really good weather. We had a really good turnout with your volunteers. It was picture perfect.
Except for the sick one that didn't show up. That would be me.
That's okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But I hope maybe I can do it this year because I really did enjoy it. And I like giving back. And Bedford Ride, of course, is a member of the Central Virginia Business Coalition. And kind of speaking to that, you were talking about funding. And you mentioned the Greater Lynchburg Community Foundation. I've been really excited, and we just found out a little while ago that we are the recipient of a grant this year.
Great.
And the grant actually that I wrote for this is to benefit my nonprofit members.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited about it because what it's going to allow me to do is provide any of my nonprofit members a free month digital billboard ad, which includes the artwork design. So, you guys can put that to use any time. I think we're gonna be starting them in March. But anytime March through December that you want to say, hey, Heather, maybe it's before the charity home tour and you want to put up something saying, hey, come visit us at the charity home tour.
Oh, perfect.
Like we can put up those signs for our members. And so that's going to be, something we'll be able to do the first time this year. So big thank you to the Lynchburg Community Foundation for that. And giving us the opportunity to give back to our nonprofits that way. But I kind of, we have all these digital billboards that our members can use, but sometimes nonprofits, it's still hard to come up with the money for marketing. And so we thought this would be a great way to,
That's never one of the big items in any nonprofit's budget
is marketing.
Is the marketing, because
well, it's honestly, it's not the biggest line item in many small businesses' budgets, and we kind of talked about that. I think Woody and I hit on that not last week, but the week before, when we were kind of doing our intro to 2023, was how important marketing really is, but how hard it is for small businesses and nonprofit organizations. So this was just one way we were able to hopefully be able to help to some degree put that out there. So
that's awesome.
So I'm really excited about that. We're going to be reaching out to all of our nonprofits and letting them know, like, hey, you have this option. And then depending on how many nonprofits utilize that funding, we're going to be kind of looking at that so that we can see, well, is there anyone that maybe gets a sec, how do we, use that? But it's also a good tool for us to, put out to nonprofits that maybe aren't members, like, hey, this is something you can get as a member. So, so that's really, really cool. And I'm excited to be able to do that. So yeah,
that's great news.
I'm giving you all kinds of news today. Yes, nominations, free billboards. What else you want to know, Linda? I got you.
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. I don't know. It's a free van. I did that. Free van showed up today.
I got a brand new van.
Kicked her out my chair when I got here.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie, I really did. She was sitting in my chair. I said, I'm gonna have to ask you to move, Linda.
At least you didn't ask me to leave.
I'm gonna have to ask you to move
Linda,
over.
Can you please do the episode from your car? Thank you so much.
Seriously though, okay, let me ask you both though. Are you guys I'm a creature of habit to some degree with some stuff. Like, I like to be in the same, this is my seat.
I am too.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
I almost last week when I came in, because Mike Norfield was already sitting in it when I got here. And part of me was going to be like, Mike, I'm going to need
I'm going to need to swap out.
I'm going to need you to leave.
Oh, I'm the same way. And if Laura moves something around the house, I am all it is. Yep.
If it weren't for the fact that I was only going to be here for like 5 minutes, I probably would have done it. But I talked to myself internally and I said, are you really going to make him move for 5 minutes?
Really? Yeah.
And I said, no, I guess I'll just sit here and talk on this other mic for 5. Are the trains having a...
Yeah, I told them,
day.
I told them this morning, I said, listen, wait till Talk Local to Me comes in and just do it all at one time. Because they have so much news today that...
Yeah, well, let me ask you this. Am I the only show they come in on that much?
No, it's just a busy day. It's some days are just, but I don't know why they keep interrupting your show so rudely. I'll go with them, wave them down.
Again,
I'll go talk to them. I'll be right back.
Okay, make them stop.
What I told you we need to do is take your little your poster board that's out there that says recording in progress and set it up there and be like, can you just at least not blow your horn?
Somebody stand up and do that.
Have one of those little signs they twirl. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I don't mind them
I think
driving.
It'll work. That should work. They should stop for that, right?
Yeah, you would think. I don't mind them driving through, but the horn blowing's a little unnecessary.
Yeah, come on, guys. Let's
be
courteous. Yeah, what do you think this is? Train tracks? Like, stop.
That's right. Jeez, I tell you what. Real quick, big thank you to my my membership director, Andrea, who is listening in, and she reminded me that the category I left out is Artisan of the Year.
Oh, that's a good one.
It was a big one. I can't believe I forgot it.
I can't believe it. And
is that a new category?
It is a new category. Artisan of the Year.
That's a good
one. It's a new category. We did it last year because Tamara Dennis with Prissy Nerd won last year for the first. That's right. She was our first winner. Fun fact, the fun thing about that was her husband actually worked at the engraving place that we got him done, so he knew she was winning.
Oh, that's fun.
Before we even announced it, but he didn't tell her. But he was really excited about it, and then she couldn't attend the award ceremony, so we had to get it to her later. But we wanted to do something that focused on the arts too, because that's such a big thriving, and that's a big part of what we do with a lot of the events that we host. So yes, Artisan of the Year.
And Bedford has a lot of good artists.
Yeah, they do. I feel like Woody has somebody he could potentially nominate. I don't know what he thinks about that.
I could,
Laura.
I should.
If you listen to my show, she probably doesn't either. But
she's out of my league, so
she's phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't. Every day,
his wife. I don't know if you've ever seen.
Did I land her? Like, yep.
Well, we ain't talking about how you landed her. I'm talking about her artwork.
I'm just saying, what I tell her the other day, I said something really funny. Of course it was. It was funny. God, I asked her. I was like, "What's it like being married to me?" And she was like, "Honey." Yeah, she's like, honey, I decided to be with you. Okay, so
there are no words.
Yeah.
But no, she's an artist. She does different like candles, but they look like succulents. Like
gorgeous. She's added. I saw last night. She's making a couple of Valentine's Day special stuff with like roses and flowers in the candles. And she's been doing a lot of wax melts lately, a lot of stuff like that. So anything that smells good, that's what she basically does. Like our house smells amazing. So
I bet it does.
You can smell it coming down the street in a good way. in a good way. I can tell like it. All right. So when she's making specifically bath bombs, right? I'll pull up. And she has a studio at the back of the house. We put an addition on, so it's away from everything really. But when I pull in, like I can smell the bath bombs that she's making, and it smells amazing.
I get sad about bath bombs because I don't have a bathtub, and I want to
oh my gosh,
use my bath bombs, and people giving them to me, and I'm just like, I can't.
I would get a tub and just put it outside then. Like,
yeah,
that's what I would do. You got to enjoy those bath bombs.
Get an old cloth tub.
Yeah. Just put it outside.
Put it outside.
Yeah. I think that'd be great.
Wait, so do I add water or just sit in it with a bath bomb and
depends
look
on
at
the day you've had, really.
A glass of wine and a bath bomb. Pretend like I have water in there. Like, this is so soothing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, I will mention too that and I think next week I have Ken coming in here with the Bedford Boys Tribute Center. Speaking of
fun,
different nonprofits, we are helping to organize, but the Bedford Boys Tribute Center is the kind of the lead on the event. But the Welcome Home Parade that will be happening on February the 11th and at 11 a.m. here in Bedford. So yet another parade to add to my hat. But they are.
Is there an award for that? Like parade?
Parade, the person who hosts the most parades?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, you'd have won that like years ago. So
yeah. Well, because I also do the hometown, the Healthcare Heroes Parade for Centra. I help organize those two in Bedford and Lynchburg.
All the Christmas parades in the area, everything.
I'm just,
You're just a parade pro.
Yeah,
there you go.
You would think, but
we'll get you a plaque. We'll get you a plaque. It's no cash, but we will get you a plaque.
I start creating plaques for myself, just put them on the wall. Hey, like I'll just make my own plaque.
Hey, you walk in. I love a good plaque.
But the Welcome Home Parade, and I think this is going to be a really cool event coming to Bedford. So, and I'm probably going to get this wrong, but it's company. I think it's Company A. I'm not 100%, but they're coming. They just came back from the Horn of Africa. They've been gone for over a year, and they have come back into the area, and so we are doing a welcome home parade to welcome them back. And Ken has worked extremely hard with the Bedford Boys Tribute Center on getting this put together. So lots of great, different types of troops are coming in. There's going to be people that are going to be in the parade that are just kind of patriotic, and it's just going to be a really good thing. They've ordered those little flags, so they're going to be giving. They think they've ordered like 2,000 flags to hand out to all the kids along the route, so they can wave the flag as they're coming in. Of course, the Junior ROTC is going to be involved with it, and then the route is actually not the same route that you would see the Christmas parade. It's a little bit shorter. I want to say it's more like the homecoming parade routes, but it's going to come up Bedford Avenue and then turn onto on Bridge Street from there, and then go up and then turn onto Main Street. But right at the courthouse, everyone that is prior to the company, they're going to be back at the back of the parade. They're going to stop and they have military band will be playing, and they're going to have speakers. So Mayor Black will be speaking, and April Messier with the D-Day Memorial will be speaking, and then one of the lieutenant, I'm probably saying that was probably not a lieutenant, it's probably somebody higher than that, and I'm just really messing it up, so I'm not saying anything else, but they'll be speaking, and the it's just gonna be a really big to do for the town.
That's awesome.
I found out when I was talking to Ken too that we are the only town that is recognizing one of their troops coming back out of the state.
Come on.
So,
really?
yep. we are he's put this together.
That's why Bedford is amazing.
Yeah.
That's why.
I
and
agree.
The other cool aspect about the parade that I think is really, really cool is that when the parade will pass by, ROTC will come, and then the company will be right behind the ROTC. Well, they're going to stop at the Bedford Boys Tribute Center. So at that time, they will actually enter the Bedford Boys Tribute Center and walk past the wall of the Bedford Boys and exit from that corner door to come back out. And so they'll all come in a single file and pay their tribute to the Bedford Boys as well, and get to kind of go through that process. So I think it's gonna be cool.
That's awesome.
We really want the public to come out and support.
Yep.
And then they're gonna have a lunch for all of them, and not for everybody, so you can't come to this, but they're gonna have a lunch down at the National at the
D-Day.
at the I want to say National Guard. Yeah, the National Guard.
Yeah.
Down here on
Off
Main
of Main.
Street. Yeah. So he's put a lot of effort into it. I mean, we're organizing it to the point of we're going to line everybody up. And we've put out the application. So if you are a business that would like to be in the parade, if you're, your company, if you're let's say Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, anything to do with the schools, if any of the school, teams or anything want to be in the parade, you can. It's no charge. We do, however, have a requirement that it must be patriotic. You have to it can't just be you can't just be driving by with your business like, hey, here I am. It needs to be some kind of patriotic
flag.
Yeah, flag, decorating, it just needs to have something there that
America
shows,
America.
shows
Come on.
while we're there. But you can do that. You can contact Autumn Myers, our event director. It's autumn.myers, and that's MYERS @cvabc.org, and she can send you a parade application. Just have to get it filled out. Again, like I said, no cost to it. We just have to have the application on file. So that's coming up February 11th. So it's little things like that I like to get involved in. I know a lot of times I joke about, we're adding one more thing to our list. And yeah, it does take some extra time, but I think it's important that even for us as an organization to give back to other organizations and other things like that. And so, being able to just help them organize this and put it out there. And so Ken is going to join me next week, and he'll have all the answers. He'll know what the things that I said wrong, he will fix. So don't worry. Just, you may want to just not listen to this part and wait till next week.
Yeah.
He'll have all
just know there's a parade happening.
Yeah,
Everything else,
there's a parade February the 11th at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Come out and support it or be in it, either one. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to kind of throw that out. I meant to do it earlier when I was talking about events, but then I just kind of got caught up in other things. So
it's very sad that others aren't being recognized for coming home.
I was shocked about that too, because you would think, and I don't know how many other troops were overseas and in different parts of Virginia, but you would definitely think that others would want to recognize those achievements as
That's
well.
why it's the world's best little town.
Amen.
It really is. I get people that, because I grew up in Lynchburg, right? Okay. I was born in Lynchburg. I don't know how many years you have to not lived in Lynchburg to say you are a Bedford, you live in Bedford now. But I've been here for over 20 years now. So I consider Bedford my home. I consider me a Bedfordian. I don't know how you, I'm just going to say
a Bedfordite.
Bedford.
No,
whatever.
I don't like the sound of that.
I live here.
Sounds like a rock.
Yeah.
But I would not move back to the city for pretty much anything. And, just where we live and the people that we have come into contact with. And I say this a lot, like the town of Bedford, those that I have to work with on a daily, monthly, annual basis for my job, like the organization, I don't get that kind of help or, from anywhere else. It's just a totally different, it's a different vibe. It's a different feel. It's all around different. And I feel like people are genuinely there for the good of everyone else.
It's a true
Yeah.
community.
I mean, you have a few people that sometimes I see on social media that I just want to be like, can you leave Bedford? Because you ain't vibing with the
Can you
whole.
go to Lynchburg?
Yeah, can you go somewhere else? Because you ain't vibing here. But no. But for the overall, like, it's just, you feel safe here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel safe with my kids, like schools and things. And, I just got to bring this up. How much time? I got 6 minutes. I saw a post the other day. Somebody was asking about a local basketball court and was saying that like their kids had walked 45 minutes to get to the basketball court. Now he was only like maybe 6 miles, but I mean, for little kids, that's
a lot.
That's a little bit of time. But they had walked because they wanted to play basketball. And I don't mean like small kids. They were teenagers, I think. But and then when they got there, someone told them that they couldn't be there because it was a private place and it's actually a public park. So that person obviously didn't know what they were talking about. But it was funny because I saw comments of people like, who just lets their kids walk to the park these days? Because back when I was little, like my mom, I left the house at 9:00 and like I came home when it was dinner time, and she didn't really seem to care. I'm glad I'm still here, but I feel like Bedford is one of those communities where you can kind of still do that. Like there's still, of course, err on the side of caution, like, but know where your kids are going. But I still feel like that's the kind of community we live in here, that you can just,
I
your
agree.
kids can walk to the park and play basketball and get told they can't play. Come back with rude. But still, I'm just saying, like, that's what I feel. And, I just think that our town has a lot of great qualities and we're growing.
Mm-hmm.
I see lots of new things coming to the area, and that's exciting too. So more volunteers. We need more people. So
yes,
volunteer for Bedford Ride.
And most people coming in, I mean, a lot of people are transplants here.
Mm-hmm. And I've noticed too, like I'm seeing more people who like grew up here coming back.
Mm-hmm.
You see some that are going, other places, but kind of just keeps drawing you back in, all the good things.
I'm from Richmond, so we've been here. This year will be 29 years. And every time I go back to visit, it's like, oh my goodness, how did I survive all that with the traffic? And
no, I don't like traffic at all.
Wow.
Heck, I don't even like traffic in Bedford. I see Bedford, like, let me zip through this little side street. Let me see how I can get around.
How can I cut through that?
I don't like that stoplight. How do I get around?
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, if you're listening, I'm from Cop Talk. Don't come find me. Don't come find me. So anyway, but no, I do. I think it's great, and I think this parade kind of showcases, some of the best stuff we have, and blessed to live here and be able to work and help businesses in this community like you guys are. So,
and you do such a great job.
Oh, well, thank you.
You really do.
I wasn't fishing for that, but thank you.
No, you do. And I was so excited that you opened up a satellite office here in Bedford. That is just wonderful news.
Oh, and speaking of the satellite office, in like a couple minutes, if you haven't been up there today, for one, Porterhouse Catering is back up there with the barbecue truck. So if you're looking for lunch, you want some barbecue, but then stop by the store. All Things Local is open. We have some great new items in. Our artisans have been working really hard. We have some new furniture. We have a person that's just started putting in some t-shirts, so fun little t-shirts. Woodworking, we got a new woodwork vendor who is up there with some cute little charcuterie boards. We're getting ready to get a stained glass vendor, which is cool. So lots of really neat stuff. So, stop by and check it out. And they're open today until 5, tomorrow till 5, Friday till 5, and then Saturday 10 to 2. So it's a part of the marketing. We're small, so we're trying to get our name out there. Not many people know we're there, but we are. We're ready to sell you people's things.
Who's the stained glass vendor coming in?
Dot. I think it's Dot Flanick. I forget the name of her.
When is she moving in?
I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks. She came in last week, and then we had another lady stop in, and she talked to Autumn, so I'm not sure what she's bringing. But we have quite a few new people that are looking to come in. So we're actually thinking of expanding the space. I think where I have my office, they're gonna push me out. They're gonna move my office space to
the parking lot,
another section of the building, and then we're gonna open up a second room because we're kind of overflowing in the room we have, which is good. But we need people to come and purchase things. That's the thing. Like, come on out and just kind of see what we have showcased there. It's all super reasonably priced. So
I agree.
That's the best part. Yeah. So anyway, well, thank you guys for listening to me ramble today and for part of it, but then actually listen to the awesome content that we talked about with Bedford Ride and Linda Brake. And if you're interested, of course, in learning more about Bedford Ride, please contact Linda and learn more about how you can either volunteer or if you have the need, to utilize the services, please do so. We will be back next Wednesday with Talk Local to Me.